and welcome back. Today is Thursday, May 22nd. I have your 3 best bets for you in the NBA today. As always, if you're new to the channel, welcome to the page. It is day 32 of the NBA playoffs. It is game 2 of the Western Conference Finals here on ESPN. We have a great game here tonight. It's how you respond when adversity's in front of you. I'm excited to see how the Wolves respond. OKC's defense looked incredible last game. The foul calls were all going to OKC's side today. I think today's game is going to be a battle. We have it at 7:30 p.m. here at ESPN. Minnesota OKC 214 over under, a little 2 points lower than game 1's over under. OKC same spread as last game, 7-point favorite here at home for game 2. If I'm going to have to pick a side, I think Minnesota covers the 7.5 today. I think today's game is going to be grit and grimy. I don't think Jaden McDaniels is going to get into that foul trouble again in back-to-back games, but I think today is going to be a big Ant-Man day. If you didn't make sure, check out my Twitter. Definitely tweeted out a play yesterday during game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals. Before we jump into today's 3 plays of the day, we got to recap yesterday's action in yesterday in the NBA. Ended up going 2-1 in best bets yesterday. Josh Hart just fallen shy on this. He finished the game at 20 points, rebounds, 1 rebound point away. 13 rebounds, 8 points. The points were not there overall for Josh Hart. It was pretty much the Cat and Jalen Brunson show. Once they crossed half court, it pretty much was Josh Hart staying in the corner and maybe take an occasional 3 and miss it in the game. That was pretty much the whole game for him. And then Andrew Nembhard, we needed OT. That game was incredible. We needed OT, and he pulled through an OT with 5 points in overtime to cash it. And then Karl-Anthony Towns, he cashed in the third quarter. Incredible game overall. I think he had a 30-point game. I think it was his best game since the Pistons series. Or not Pistons series, but I think it was like game 2 or the Boston Celtics. He hasn't had that many good playoff games, so I'm excited for Cat that had a great game. But that game was incredible last night. Holy fucking shit. Cannot believe the Knicks choked that. It was like the reverse of the Celtics series. It was pretty much like the Spider-Man meme. They point at each other being like, you are me. You are the Celtics from last round, and we are now the Celtics from last round. The Pacers just keep going at you and at you and at you. It was an incredible game. Halliburton with the 3-2 with a few seconds left. What an ignorance to run all the way back to that 3-point line, stepping on that 3-point line to send to overtime. I thank him for that, but that game was incredible. It was cinema coming down to it. Naismith was banging every freaking 3 in that final few minutes. It was incredible. If you ever played 2K Online, it's exactly how 2K Online goes, where it just seems like the 2K gods want this game to be a even tie game going into overtime. That's how it felt last night. What an incredible game 1 of the Eastern Conference. 2-1 day overall yesterday. Nice start to the week. Way better than last week overall. But today's a new day. I'm running a 3-0 sweep. And let's just jump into it. For my first play of the day, talked about it already. I tweeted it out yesterday during game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals. I saw a great number when looking at the books. And I'll always let you guys know ahead of time when I see a good value overall. And that's Anthony Edwards' points here. Anthony Edwards' points was a little too low for this game 1. I was buying the dip, and I'll gladly take this number any day of the week, and that's Anthony Edwards to go over 23.5 points, coming in -120 on DraftKings. I played this up to 24.5. I wouldn't go past 25.5. I think he does score 25-plus points because that's what I have him projected at. I'm projected at 25-plus points in this matchup here. Game 1, he got hurt. Few shots, didn't look comfortable in game 1. I think game 2 here, he's going to come out aggressive. Only get this over 45% of the time in the playoffs. 1 for his last 5 versus OKC. So OKC's had his number all year. But why I love this number so much is he's on the road this season. 72% hit rate on the road, averaging 28.4 points per game. We've been talking about it. He's a better road scoring player than he is at home. At home, you take the rebounds and the assists, but we took that game 1. On the road, you always take Anthony Edwards points, and that's why 50% of the games on the road this year in the playoffs, averaging 24.3 points per game with some big games here on the road. Back-to-back Warriors games, he had 30-plus points in those 2 road games in that series. Game 1 and game 2 against the Lakers have big games overall. Coming off of a game where he had 13 field goal attempts per game in that matchup. Last time he did that was against Golden State, and guess how he followed it up in the next game? 36 points in that next game. He talked about in the post-game interview how he needs to take more shots. 13 shots for Anthony Edwards is crazy. This playoffs, he's averaging 20 field goal attempts per game. He's taking 20-plus shots. That's 7 shot opportunities left on the court, and he still finished the game with 18-plus points. He's going to be aggressive in this game here. They need this game from him overall to make the series 1-1. Like I said, these playoffs averaging 20 field goal attempts per game and 39 minutes played per game. Game 1 only played 36 minutes and only had 13 shots. This season, when he plays 40-plus minutes in a game, 57% hit rate, averaging 27.6. I think today's game is going to be a lot closer. The foul calls won't be going so into OKC's favor in this matchup here overall. Game 1, this line was opened at 26.5, and now we're at 23.5. That's an egregious change of pace here. I'll gladly buy this dip here, and I have him projected at 25-plus points here. On the road, Ant-Man talked about how he needs to be better. I think he's going to step up big in a massive way here tonight. So give me Anthony Edwards to go over 23.5 points coming in minus 120 on DraftKings. Jump into my second play of the day here. Sticking to the same method here. I like this guy on OKC's rebounds, assists overall, and that's Jalen Williams. I think Jalen Williams still, this number's a little too low here. I think this is as high as I will go in this series here at 10.5 rebounds, assists. I don't think I'll ever go to 11.5 rebounds, assists here for Jalen Williams, especially now that this series is going to be switching out to the road. Last home game here with a good number. I think I'll be taking it every single time if we get this. So give me Jalen Williams to go over 10.5 rebounds, assists coming in minus 108 on FanDuel. 75% hit rate. These playoffs on this number, averaging 11.3 rebounds, assists. 100% hit rate. 7 for his last 7 home games, averaging 11.7 rebounds, assists with 12-plus and 3 for his last 3 games at home. Love the consistency here at home. Over 4 for his last 5 against the Wolves, averaging 11.8 rebounds, assists with the last 5 games against Minnesota. Him having 14, 8, 12, 12, and 13 in game 1 of the most recent matchup. Played the second most minutes on this team here, so I feel great about that. He's going to be on the court majority of the time, second most minutes on this team behind SGA. They trust him to run the offense on this team. When they do pull SGA on offense, they let Jalen Williams have the keys to the car, which I love. Last 3 home games against the Wolves, 14, 12, and 13 rebounds, assists in those last 3, averaging 10 potential assists per game these playoffs, averaging 10 rebound chances per game these playoffs. So I love the potentials for both of those overall. I have him projected at 13 rebounds, assists in this matchup here. With it being at home, I love this number even more here. I'm going to go back-to-back games here. Once it goes on the road, I'll hop off this wagon so we get one more home game. I'm back on it. Back at it like a bad habit. So give me Jalen Williams to go over 10.5 rebounds, assists coming in minus 108 on FanDuel. Jump into my third and final play of the day. This play is going with the guy who had foul trouble in game 1. He fouled out and still had an incredible game here, just like Anthony Edwards' points. I'm buying the dip on this player, and that's Jaden McDaniels. So give me Jaden McDaniels to go over 18.5 points, rebounds, assists coming in minus 114 on FanDuel. 55% hit rate. These playoffs averaging 22.2 PRAs per game. 3 for his last 5 games overall, averaging 20.2 PRAs. 3 for his last 5 against OKC, averaging 26.6 PRAs. His last 5 games against OKC, 13, 32, 31, 41, and then he had 16 PRAs in the most recent game. But that most recent game, foul trouble was the name of the game. Averages 35 minutes played per game, but game 1 only played 23 minutes in game 1 and still had 16 PRAs. That's a whole 12 minutes off the court that he normally doesn't have, and still was at 16 PRAs. Just shy on this, just shy. That's just me being me. But overall, game 1, this line was at 20.5 PRAs, but now it's at 18.5. I'll gladly buy the dip here. I think the foul calls will be a little less in this matchup here. We still love our Jaden McDaniels being aggressive overall because we love him on the road. 50% hit rate on the road these playoffs, averaging 20.5 PRAs. 85% hit rate this season when he plays 35 minutes in a game. Like I said, game 1 only played 23 minutes, averaging 35 minutes played these playoffs, and an 85% hit rate this year when he plays 35 minutes in a game. So I overall love this number here for him, averaging 26.6 PRAs when he does play 35 minutes in a game. Game 1, like I said, projected at 20.5. Now it's at 18.5. Gladly buying this dip. I have him projected at 20 PRAs in this matchup. Game 1, 23 minutes, finished with 16 PRAs. This game 2, he's not going to get in that foul trouble. He's going to cash this over with ease. I think he's easily going to get to that 20-plus PRAs number for us. So give me Jaden McDaniels. Who needs Kevin Durant when we have Jaden McDaniels? So give me Jaden McDaniels to go over 18.5 points, rebounds, assists, coming in minus 114 on FanDuel. And those are my 3 best bets for you in the NBA today. As always, let me know down below what's your favorite play for Game 2 of the Western Conference Finals. I'm going with Jaden McDaniels over 18.5 PRAs. Jalen Williams over 10.5 rebounds, assists. And then Ant-Man yesterday tweeted it out on my Twitter, or my X'd it out on my X. That sounded very perverted. Anthony Edwards over 23.5 points overall, minus 120 on DraftKings. Today's going to be a great NBA game. Let me know down below. Who do you think wins this game 2? I think Minnesota. I think they're going to cover, and I think they're going to win this game 2. It's going to be a series 1-1 after tonight's matchup. The NBA made the call. They told me ahead of time. Massive Ant McDaniels game with Jalen Williams getting his rebounds, assists in this matchup. Let me know down below. Would love to tell you guys in the comment section. Hopefully having a wonderful day. Keep on smiling, and I will see you for tomorrow's Game 2 of the Eastern Conference Finals. Cannot wait for that matchup. Have a wonderful day. Keep on smiling, and I'll see you doing it all over again. All right, see you in the next one. Peace.